If you still believe in the authority of your God, if deep down you know that no man, no medicine, no institution has the final say, but that it belongs to the Lord of hosts, then pause. Don't scroll past this moment. Don't exit this message. This isn't a coincidence. It's not a digital mishap or a random algorithm fluke. This is a divine appointment, my voice echoing through this moment, reaching out to you, speaking straight into the core of your being. That tiny act of faith, just a like, a share, or a pause to reflect, is not for me, not for the messenger, but a sign to the one who sees all, who formed your soul and hears your silence. I know what burdens you carry. I've seen the weight you hold behind your eyes, the nights when your tears had no witness. Don't think I've turned away. Don't believe the silence means I've been absent. I've been right there, closer than breath, present in every sigh, every silent prayer, every flicker of hope you dared to hold on to. What you're enduring right now is not your final chapter. This pain is not your punishment, and your suffering is not the conclusion. It is the middle of the story, the pressing that brings out your purpose. You are not abandoned, you are being shaped. I am the God who turns grief into growth, sorrow into strength, who takes the barren places and makes them bloom. This hardship was not sent to break you, but to build you, to uncover the power I placed within you, the gifts that only rise in adversity, in fire, in the midnight hour of the soul. I witnessed you holding yourself together for everyone else, hiding your pain so others wouldn't feel it. I saw the courage in your quiet perseverance, the strength in your silent endurance. I collected every tear, every word you never said aloud. And it is because of this, because I saw, because I care, because I have not forgotten, that today I send forth a divine word, a heavenly decree, spoken directly to your spirit. No, not a decree crafted by human hands, not one authorized by systems or limited by diagnosis, but a word that pours forth from my eternal throne, pure, sovereign, and unstoppable. Today, I speak not as a distant figure, but as your Father, your protector, your ever-present deliverer. You are not abandoned. You are not invisible. You are not outside the boundaries of my divine design. You've looked around and assumed everything is unraveling, that the enemy is overtaking the territory of your life, that your prayers rise but fall unheard. But I assure you, in the silence I have been orchestrating something far beyond your understanding, a triumph not born from your efforts, but from my might. What feels like defeat today is the very soil in which I'm planting the seeds of your greatest testimony. Because when I declare a word, it never echoes into nothingness, and when my hand moves, no opposition, earthly or heavenly, can halt my purpose. So I urge you now, stay. Don't scroll past this holy moment. Don't harden your heart. This could be the very window of mercy you've longed for, the divine interruption that awakens your soul to say, "Yes, Lord, I hear you. Speak now. I am ready. My heart is open. My spirit responds to your whisper." Listen closely to the voice rising from the core of eternity, because not one syllable I speak is hollow, and no decree I issue will go unfulfilled. Today, I speak to you with the gentle authority of a father who sees beyond the mask, who knows you more deeply than you've ever known yourself, who designed you with care, numbered the very strands of hair on your head, and has never, not once, looked away from you, not even for a breath. Have you felt like you're suffocating under the weight of uncertainty, like the walls are closing in and clarity has vanished? Let me remind you, no, declare to you, you are not bound, not abandoned, not beyond hope, I am the pathmaker in wastelands, the fountain in dry places, the radiant light in your night of despair. When the adversary launches storms against you, when your strength wanes and sorrow encircles you like a flood, remember this truth. I specialize in taking what was meant to destroy and using it to rebuild. I redeem every pain, every tear, every trial, and I use them to elevate, to transform, to bring beauty from ashes. Nothing you endure is wasted. No challenge you face slips past my divine awareness. What the enemy has plotted for harm, I will turn into a testimony of triumph. Even in the moments when you feel like you've reached the end, when all routes seem blocked, when every door looks sealed shut, and it feels like all hope is fading, if you choose to stand firm in faith, if you dare to believe in my promises, you will witness your God carve out a new way forward. It won't be a path shaped by the wisdom of men or constructed by the logic of the world, but a road forged by my flawless will, built upon the foundation of eternal purpose and divine foresight. I will orchestrate divine appointments. I will align your journey with the right hearts, the right hands, the right moments. Unexpected help will appear, blessings you never thought to ask for will arrive, and revelations will unfold far beyond your imagination. The right opportunities will surface at the exact moment they are meant to. The circumstances you feared would break you will be the very ones that shape you into your destiny. Do not be misled by what your physical eyes perceive. You must learn to see with faith's vision, for I do not conform to human timelines or earthly limitations. I am the God of limitless possibilities, the one who revives what was declared dead, who speaks galaxies into being, who brings to life what no one else can even envision. In every step you take, in every burden you carry, in every moment you feel lost, I am there. I walk beside you, steadying your pace with grace, refining you with mercy, surrounding you with my righteousness. Even if every person walks away, even if the world crumbles around you, even if your own strength is depleted, my faithfulness will still stand. My love will never waver or break. Hold tight to your faith even if it trembles, even if it's only the size of a mustard seed. Don't let go of your trust, for what I have designed for your life surpasses everything your mind can grasp. I will perform wonders in your story, not because you have earned them, but because I am who I am, faithful, mighty, merciful, and endlessly compassionate. Never forget there is nothing too great for me. No illness is beyond my healing. No financial burden outweighs my provision. No heart is too shattered for my restoration. Trust the blueprint I have drawn. Surrender to the author of your life. I do not guess. I do not fail. Every direction I give, every path I lay before you, has been calculated with sacred precision. Believe in me. I will lead you with patience and power, and together we will reach the destiny I prepared for you before time began. For before your first breath, I had already chosen you. Before your first step, I had already mapped your journey. And this day, I declare to you once more, within my perfect will, your victory is already assured. Have you ever felt like the burdens of life are just too heavy to carry? Like there are days when your strength vanishes as quickly as mist under the morning sun, and your soul drifts through a fog of confusion and doubt. I know you've wondered whether it's still worth holding on, whether your faith, that precious anchor, is really making a difference. Whether your prayers have risen past your ceiling or simply disappeared into the silence. But let me tell you this, not a single plea hath been overlooked. Every whispered prayer, every tear-soaked word has been carefully gathered and treasured in the courts of heaven. I am the one who sees it all, remembers it all, and responds not always in the moment you expect, nor in the form you imagined, but always in love, always with purpose. I've watched you rise again and again, even when your heart was weary, even when your soul felt drained. I've seen you keep going, silently carrying a weight few understand, quietly fighting battles in the shadows, fiercely protecting a flickering flame of hope that threatened to go out. And I want you to know it has not gone unseen. My gaze has followed you, not with condemnation, but with deep affection, not with scrutiny, but with the gentleness of a father who understands every scar. Every act of trust when doubts screamed louder than truth was a holy step toward the unfolding of my promises. You've thought it was about how much you could endure, but the truth is, it's about how much you're letting me move within you. There are wounds you still carry, questions still unanswered, seasons that still ache with pain, and betrayals that broke your spirit in ways words can't explain. But not everything needs to make sense right away. My plans stretch beyond your comprehension, and my purpose rises above every human explanation. At times, I allow the ground beneath you to tremble, not to crush you, but to unearth what must no longer remain. Sometimes, I close the doors you want open, not to push you away, but to lead you toward what will truly bless you. I did not design your life to be spent in ruins, nor for your spirit to linger in shadows. What you're going through now is deeply real, but it is not final. This season has a start and it will also have an end. And when you emerge on the other side, you will see that the weight of every trial served a divine purpose. The miracle is not always in the spectacle, it's in the transformation that happens quietly, in the renewal of your thoughts, the healing of your soul, the rediscovery of your identity in me. What the enemy hoped would destroy you, I am reshaping into the very material that will make you stronger. Where others see desolation, I see a foundation for new glory. Where the world sees loss, I see the fertile ground for a fresh beginning. There is something sacred being born right in the center of your brokenness. So don't try to outrun this process. Don't fear the fire, because the very thing that tests you will soon become the testimony that sets others free. Remember this: I do not deceive, I do not fail, and I will never forsake you. My loyalty is not dependent on your perfection, nor is my love based on your accomplishments. My covenant is eternal, sealed by the sacrifice of blood, upheld by mercy and grace that never runs dry. Even when your path wavers, I remain steady. Even when you turn away, my hand stays outstretched, ready to lift you again. For what I have started in your life, I will bring to completion. My work in you is far from over. There are still dreams to be awakened, promises waiting to unfold, and wonders yet to be revealed. And though this chapter may feel like the darkest night, I promise you, it is not the final page. My hand still upholds you. My voice still speaks to your heart even when surrounded by the chaos and noise of the world. I am not asking you to have all the answers, I am asking you to trust that I am at work in all things. What I've declared over your life still stands firm. No trial, no diagnosis, no opposition can cancel what has been authored by divine decree. Keep pressing on. Keep your faith alive. The fulfillment of my word has not been forgotten. It arrives not too early, nor too late, but exactly on time. And what I have in store for you will go beyond what you once lost. The silence you've experienced is not neglect. The stillness is not proof of my absence. So often, when things feel motionless and the waiting feels endless, it is in those hidden moments that I'm doing my deepest, most transformative work. It's not about your current perception. It's about my unseen hand working behind the curtain where your natural sight cannot go, where your understanding cannot yet grasp. I never tire. I never stop. My hands are always in motion, carefully setting things in place, drawing connections, preparing the ground for what will soon make perfect sense. There are layers of your story still hidden, chapters still unfolding, parts of the plan I have yet to unveil because their appointed time is not yet here. Every moment of your life has been crafted with intention. Just as the soil must be broken and turned before it can bring forth fruit, so too must your spirit go through seasons of shaking, shifting, and preparation. Not as a form of punishment, but as divine groundwork for what's ahead. I am not wasting a single moment. Every trial, every delay, every transition is under my careful supervision. Not one second of your journey has escaped my attention, and not one event is beyond my command. I am guiding you through every phase, with purpose in every detail, and love at the core of it all. There are moments when you wonder if your past experiences were meaningless, if the people who entered your life and later walked away were missteps or painful voids that can never be filled. But nothing happens without purpose under the heavens. Some individuals were placed in your path to shape you, not to stay forever. Others were meant only for a brief chapter, serving not as permanent companions but as catalysts for growth and change. Don't hold on to what has already completed its assignment in your life. Don't anchor your heart to what I have already moved beyond. I am the God who not only ordains beginnings but also orchestrates endings with infinite wisdom. When I close one door, it is only to unlock gates far greater than what you imagined. When I bring certain stories to a conclusion, it's because the next chapter needs a cleared space and an unburdened heart. You were not wrong to feel deeply, to love sincerely, or to trust wholeheartedly. Your emotions are part of the journey, and I do not dismiss them. But now, it is time to raise your gaze once more, to shift your focus from what has departed to what is waiting ahead. For no loss can exceed my power to redeem, and no wound is beyond my reach to heal. I am calling you into a season where wisdom will take root, where your steps will be governed not by what you see, but by the strength of your belief. This new chapter will refine your discernment, allowing you to distinguish my voice even through the noise. You will come to realize that not everything appealing is meant for you, and not every breakage is a sign of failure. I'm opening your spiritual vision, training your heart to respond not to fleeting emotion, but to the surety of divine guidance. I've gone ahead of you to prepare connections that are genuine, people who will not take from you, but will walk beside you with loyalty and truth. I've prepared moments of alignment, opportunities that won't bring confusion, but clarity and direction. What's approaching is not a recycled version of the past, but a completely new outpouring, something you haven't seen before, yet has always been stored up with your name on it. Every setback you faced, every period of silence, every no you received has been clearing the path and tilling the soil for what I'm about to release. And when it comes, it won't be the result of your striving or cleverness, it will be unmistakably by my hand, so you will know without a doubt that it was I who accomplished it, and no one else. It is not too late for you. You have not missed your moment, nor have you been cast aside. The narrative of your life is still unfolding, and the pages ahead hold the power to redefine everything you've known so far. Though your eyes may not yet behold it, it is already set in motion, and when it finally arrives, you will see that every delay, every detour, was not in vain. From the very moment you were shaped in the secret place, every detail of your being was infused with eternal meaning. You are not a coincidence, nor are you governed by randomness or luck. Every part of your character, every talent you hold, every flaw and strength alike, they've all been fashioned intentionally within the framework of the purpose I envisioned before your first breath. Nothing in you was a mistake. Not one detail of who you are was formed without care. Even when you don't understand why you feel so deeply, why you notice what others overlook, or why your sensitivity feels like both a gift and a burden, know this: it was all authored by me. You were crafted to carry light into shadowed places, to shift the atmosphere with your very presence, not because of your own sufficiency, but because I have placed my divine imprint within you. There have been voices telling you to tone it down, to conform, to hide pieces of yourself to be accepted, but hear this now: you were never meant to blend in. You were created for something distinct. Comparison is a thief of your calling, and its purpose is only to steal your gaze from what truly matters. I'm not looking for replicas, I'm seeking willing hearts. I have set you apart. What others have overlooked, I have treasured. At times you felt misplaced, like you've been walking through a world that doesn't quite recognize the essence you carry. That's because you were designed with a purpose rooted in eternity, and such a calling will always stir resistance in spaces not meant for your growth. Not everyone will comprehend your journey, and not everyone is meant to accompany you to the finish line. This isn't evidence of your inadequacy, but of your assignment's depth. There is a sacred weight resting on your life that not every soul is equipped to carry, and not every heart is prepared to understand. Some will pass by, unaware of the significance within you, but your value is not determined by their understanding. What matters is that you begin to recognize the treasure I've placed inside you. Stop seeking affirmation from those unfamiliar with my design. Cease comparing yourself through the lens of worldly measurements. The magnitude of your purpose cannot be weighed by human scales. The legacy you are shaping, the influence you are building, it may often remain hidden to your own eyes. You are sowing in the spiritual realm, planting seeds that will bear fruit in generations to come. You are constructing something in the unseen while the world remains focused on appearances. And every step you take in trust, even those that seem insignificant, opens pathways in the spirit, shifts the atmosphere, and brings liberty to others in ways you may never fully comprehend. I see your effort. I see your faithfulness and the honesty with which you live, even when it goes unnoticed by others. Do not allow exhaustion to cloud your vision. There is a new realm of revelation on the horizon, about to unfold in your life. It will simply expand your knowledge, it will reshape your path. I will pour fresh insight into your spirit. I will unlock thoughts and ideas that were once beyond your reach. I will breathe new life into your imagination. I will stir up the gifts within you that have been lying dormant. A version of you is about to rise, one you haven't yet encountered, but that heaven has always known. And when that shift happens, you'll realize that every moment leading up to it was a divine preparation, not a punishment, but a purposeful molding. The place you are stepping into requires the growth and wisdom you're gaining right now. So do not be embarrassed by the process. Don't cover the wounds that have already been healed. Those scars are proof of my grace, tokens of the victories we walk through together. Your story won't be theoretical, it will be living truth. You'll speak from the depth of experience, reaching those who now stand where you once did. You'll offer guidance, encouragement, and strength, not because you've mastered it all, but because you've surrendered and allowed me to shape you. Just as I started this journey in you, I will carry it forward until what has only been spoken becomes something you can see and touch. Your destiny is not defined by how quickly you move, but by the direction you remain faithful to. There will be moments that feel stagnant, moments when your actions appear fruitless, and your forward motion seems invisible. Yet beneath the surface, something powerful is taking root. In the stillness you often mistake for delay, I am laying down deep foundations, secure, unshakable ones. What I am building inside of you is not for a temporary breakthrough, but for a lasting transformation. True growth isn't always on display. There are roots that take hold in hidden places long before any visible fruit appears. In the same way, I have been doing a deep, unseen work within you. What I build is not fragile. It does not bend under pressure. It does not shatter under criticism, nor does it collapse when faced with rejection. My work is designed for eternity. Many chase instant results, but what carries true worth requires time and refinement. Do not be tempted by shortcuts that pull you away from your core purpose. Do not exchange substance for surface, nor loyalty to me for fleeting applause. I never called you to impress crowds, I called you to bring transformation. What I'm establishing in you is not a passing phase. I am developing a strength of character that will remain steadfast under the weight of your future calling. I'm forming in you a faith that is not shaken by emotion or circumstance. I am preparing your heart and spirit to carry what you've long prayed for, and to steward with wisdom the things I have yet to release. When the appointed time comes, nothing will be able to hinder the unveiling of what I've set aside for you. Yes, there are battles you didn't invite, challenges you never sought, but I permitted them, for each one has been instrumental. Not every storm is sent by the enemy. I have used some of them to refine your patience, to sharpen your discernment, and to deepen your dependence on me. The tears you've wept have not been wasted. Each one is sown in the fields of heaven and will bloom when the moment is right. Even your lowest points, the moments when you felt completely drained, have served a higher purpose, to reveal the fullness of my power. Because in your weakest hour, my strength is made perfect. Don't attempt to prevail using only your own strength. Learn the sacred rhythm of leaning into my leading. Forward movement doesn't always mean speed, sometimes it means staying rooted. Stay in me, even when everything around you screams otherwise. You are not racing anyone else. There is no need to mirror another's journey or to weigh your pace against theirs. The calling I have placed upon your life is unlike any other, and what I've orchestrated for you stands beyond comparison. I have charted your path with divine precision, every curve, every pause, every new beginning, even the missteps you thought were failures. I will redeem them all by my grace. What the enemy attempted to use to distract or derail you, I will transform into fuel for greater clarity and purpose. Do not be afraid of what you think is wasted time. I am the Lord who restores and redeems time itself. What felt stuck, I can accelerate in an instant. What looked shattered, I can rebuild into something far more radiant than before. And now, this message that has stirred your spirit draws to a close, not because I have stopped working, but because the next phase no longer depends on hearing, but on moving. What is required now are not more confirmations, but bold steps of faith. The moment has arrived to step out, not in hesitation, but in assurance. Everything necessary has been spoken. Everything needed has been affirmed. And now, step into motion and watch how I am glorified through the work of your hands, through the person you're becoming, and through the blessings that will flow into your life. All of heaven rejoices for what is about to unfold through you.